Welcome to the handover video for the Autosleepers Nuevo 2-berth motorhome. We all start in our passenger door. In this we have your Rough Guide to Scotland book, an official North Coast 500 map and a small bag for litter to keep our lovely country tidy. In here we have a welcome pack. It's lots of interesting information, useful information about your trip, and importantly it's got your emergency contact number should you need to get in touch with us. Also they have this vehicle specifics, which is everything that we're going to go over in the handover today is going to be in this book with just written in paper, so if you do have a moment where you forget you can just have a quick read. Also in here we've got a Scotland A to Z, and we're also members of the Camping and Caravan Club privilege scheme, so you will get discounts off your campsite and all the information is inside. Once it comes to night time and you want to keep the light out and the heat in, we have some indoor blinds. To use these blinds, you just squeeze them and gently guide them along the runner at the bottom and they'll click into place. We also have windscreen blinds, exact same, and they'll meet in the middle magnetically. When you are closing them, if you just guide them back and make sure you hear this nice click, and that is them locked into place. They cannot open while you're driving. And back to these ones again, squeeze and just gently guide them back. And again, make sure you hear the nice click and you know that's them securely in place. Prior to your hire, all your under bonnet levels are checked. But should you need at any point to go under your bonnet, you pull this lever here and that's how simple it is. Inside the glove box, we have a basic first aid kit, microfiber cloth for any condensation you may have, a small torch and a pen. Just above there, we have a handy little checklist. It's a good idea just to run over through before you go, just in case you've not unplugged your vehicle or lifted your levelling ramp. It's just a good idea just to run through that before you leave. Also on the passenger side is your diesel tank. Now it does come with a full tank of diesel when you pick it up. When you come to refuel, you pull the flap open. You'll need the ignition key to open your diesel cap. You'll see the AdBlue one there. You don't have to worry about that, as we make sure that's full before every trip. And then you just close that over. The storage in the side of also in the passenger side of the van, you've got this. This is your under your seat storage. So you would unlock it by using your green key, press the two buttons in, and it takes you to your storage locker. Inside here we have your hookup cable for your campsites, for your mains electric. We have your emergency water carrier should your pump or anything break down, and your fresh water hose. It's a 5-metre hose for filling up your fresh water. We also have a small coffee table and an umbrella in here as well. And to close it, you just pop it over and then you would lock it. Underneath we have some more storage. This storage isn't waterproof, so we do say don't store anything that can be damaged. We store here, under here is the levelling ramps. So there you'll have your levelling ramps. Should you park on uneven ground, you just pop them under the wheels and reverse or drive onto them to get yourself level. And this is where you fill your fresh water, also on the passenger side. You would unlock it with the orange key, just twist the cap off, and you'd use your water hose to fill that up. When the water starts to come out, you obviously know it's full. There's also a panel on the inside with your water levels, and then you would just pop the cap back on and then lock it. This is your grey water, which is your wastewater, which would come from your showers and your sink into the tank at the bottom. To empty this, which would need to be done at a grey wastewater site and a campsite, you would drive over possibly a drain and then just turn the key right round and let it drain out. Once it's drained out, you just close it and make sure it's closed while you're travelling, because you don't want any water going out along the road. So this is your toilet cassette. So once you've decided who's going to empty the toilet, you would use a small round key with Thetford written on it, unlock it, press both buttons in at the same time to open. This is your toilet cassette. To remove your toilet cassette, you'll see a small blue handle. You lift that up and give it a pull. If you find that you cannot get this out and it's a bit stiff, make sure that the blade on the inside of the toilet is closed. Should you pull it, you may damage it. To empty this, it's done at an Elsan waste disposal or a black water waste. To open it, pull that round and you unscrew the cap. You lift it to empty it. Should it not come out very well, this little blue button here causes an airlock to help it come out quicker. Once you've emptied it, we recommend that you flush it a couple of times. To do that, you'd open this here, open your blade by turning that, put some water in, there should be a hose, give it a little swirl around and empty it again, and we recommend till your water runs clear. To close it all up, you'd close it and pop that over and then slide it back in. It does have a little handle should you need to trolley it anywhere. But to pop it back in, make sure you hear the click and then you know that's in place. I forgot to mention that also inside the toilet cupboard there is Elsan organic toilet chemical, so once you've emptied it and rinsed it, just a good glug of the chemical in and close it all up and that will be perfect. Then you just close over your door and you can lock it. For your electric hookup, you do have your hookup cable in the van supplied. You can lift this flap here. You lift that little flap and you pop it in and you just plug that in. The other end goes into your power supply at your campsite. To remove your power supply, there's a little blue lever here. You press the lever down and just a good firm pull. And that's you unhooked. This is your Truma boiler vent. So when you're using your boiler for your heating or your hot water, you may see steam come out of here. It's quite normal. This van is LPG, it doesn't have any gas bottles. This is where you would fill it from. It comes with a full tank of gas prior to your hire. To check your gas levels, you come to the front of the van. There is a little dial here. You start your engine and just let it run, and this will slowly go up to check your levels. Inside the driver door, we have some health and safety things. We have a fire blanket, fire extinguisher, a high-vis vest, and we do have a bottle of hand sanitizer. Inside the Nuevo, this is where your bed will be. It's easy to make your bed. You pull these out, there's one on each side, and then you take your cushions and you pop them down. Do that on both sides and it's a large double bed. To put them away, you just pick up your cushions, slide it all back together. Oh. To open the windows in the Nuevo, there's a small button here in the handle. If you press the button in before trying to open them, and these are on a ratchet system, so when you push them out you'll hear a small click and then they'll hold into place. And to close them you have to push them out as far as they will go and then take them back in. Make sure that your windows are fully closed before travelling. The blinds are quite simple. You have a inset blind that comes down and clicks up on the bottom one, and then lift for your nighttime blind. And to separate them, there's a little bit there you press and just push them down. This is Skylight in the Nuevo. There is a little handle here to open it. Just push it, wind it round, it'll open it. Obviously wind it back to close it. Make sure it's fully closed before driving away, because they can actually pop off. To close the blinds in this one, just pull them across and that will attach to the mosquito blind. If you're wanting just the mosquito blind, just pull that back over, and again they're quite easy to separate, but just make sure you hold on to it because it will spring back over, and just guide it gently back to the other side. And that's how you use that blind. So there's an 80-litre fridge with a small freezer compartment in the Nuevo. Just There's a little button here, a little lever here to catch to open it, just to keep it secure. This is a 3-way automatic fridge. To switch it on, you press and hold the button. It comes up with this screen here. The A is so automatic. So if you were plugged in, which you'll see the sign, which we are, it's telling you that you're plugged in at the moment. To change it, oh, it's gone off. Wake it up again. That would be that you're plugged into mains at the campsite. The next one would be your leisure battery. So while you're driving, the fridge will run off your leisure battery. It's flashing at the moment because we're not driving. And then to press it again, this would be your gas setting. It would automatically light itself. It would start with the gas. It would automatically go on itself. We would recommend that you keep it on the automatic setting. This would select the right option for you. So if you were at the campsite, it would automatically select the mains. If you were driving, it would automatically set to the leisure battery. And if you were wild camping, after a 20-minute delay, it would automatically set onto your gas. Moving to the next button here, this is the temperature. You can select the temperature to keep your fridge cool. There's also a microwave inside the Nuevo. It can only be used when you're hooked up to mains electricity at a campsite. We do ask that the plate on the inside not to have it inside the microwave whilst you're travelling, and just to wrap it up nice and safe and pop it in one of the cupboards. Under here there's a little extra preparation space while you're in the kitchen, and it just slides away. Make sure it's popped in, stop it from coming out while you're driving. Inside the cupboard here, to open it, you press the button in and the handle will pop out. You'll find, if I come around here, you have a large dinner table, which can be used outside as well as inside, and also a smaller table. There is a small hole on the floor for the leg of the table, and then you'll just pop the tabletop on top of that. There's a spacious bathroom in the Nuevo. You have your toilet, your cassette toilet, and you've got your sink. Your sink always also comes round as your shower wall. Easy to do, you just pop that round. There's a little space in here for your shampoo, and there's also a little glass door that you just flip the handles up and you close, and that's you enclosed for your shower. It's an easy shower. It's just your lever handle down the bottom here, and just to close it all up. So to use your toilet, you have to open the blade to the cassette, which is this handle here. If you pull this, the blade will open. You use the toilet. There's a flush button just at the back here. You flush, and once you're finished, if you get into good habit of just closing this over, that stops any smells coming out or any splashes while you're driving. The rear kitchen at the back of Nuevo, in the cupboards, we have some cleaning products for an empty cupboard there for your own stuff. Moving down to your cooker, you have a gas grill and oven. On the top here, you've got a 3 gas burner hob with 1 electric ring. Next, we've got your sink with hot and cold running water. Just lift up the flap, use your sink, and once you're finished, just pop this down. Also in the back here, we've got all your requirements you need. We've got a gas and electric kettle, depending if you're at a campsite or wild camping. You've got your pots and pans. Also in this cupboard, you press that in and pull them out. You've got your cutlery drawer, and in the bottom one there, you've got your cooking utensils. Moving up to this cupboard here, again, you just press this button in and lift. You've got your crockery and your mugs and a cafetiere. How to power your electricity and water in this van. You come to your control panel. It's a touchscreen control panel. To switch it on, you press firmly and it will highlight these two. This is your interior lights of your van. Moving down, you'll see that there's 2 batteries. One has L in it and the other one would have a V on it. You have to make sure at all times that the L is showing, because that is your leisure battery, which helps you run the power from the back of the vehicle. You've got a settings button here that we ask you not to touch, because realistically you don't need to go into the settings. Moving over to the other side, we have the picture of a tap. This is for should you want to run your water. You would press that and you'll hear a little motor running. Once you finish with your water, you need to switch that off and that will switch the pump off. That also in for flushing the toilet. Moving down, this is your water levels. At the moment, we have no water in here, so it would show you your fresh water level and your wastewater level. To get back, you press your home button, and it takes you back to your main screen, and then your battery levels. You'll see here you've got your leisure battery and your vehicle battery levels. Over here, we would have your mains electric. So if you were plugged in at a campsite, that would be full. There is a solar panel on the roof of this van and you do have some solar power. But again, to return back to the main screen, you just press the home button. And that's pretty much how simple this is. This is our Truma panel. This panel controls your heating and your hot water in the van. To wake the panel up, you press the centre button and it comes up with these symbols. You'll see there's a dark line with no symbols above and the symbols below. This at the moment letting you know there's nothing on. This small plug here lets you know that you are plugged in at a campsite for mains electric. We'll wake it up again. First of all, you need to set your power supply. We'll go up to this one and press in. This is EL2. This is for when you're plugged into mains electric at the campsite. You select, the only other one you would use would be gas. If you were wild camping, you would select gas. At the moment, because we're plugged in, we'll select it. To select it, you press the button, and that's that one. We'll move back to the temperature. So you move back to the motorhome, select it by pressing it, and then by turning the dial, you select your temperature. Once you're at your desired temperature, you press it in again. So moving to your hot water, again, you just scroll over, select it by pressing the button. It's got settings, two settings on here. We've got Eco, which is 40 degrees, and we have Hot, which is 60 degrees. We recommend that you stick with Eco because it's just a better temperature. So again, to select Eco, you would press the button in. You'll notice now we've selected them that they are flashing. Once the temperature and the water has reached the correct temperature, they will go static. Now the hot water, it's a 10-litre tank and it takes up to 30 minutes on gas to reach the temperature and 40 minutes on mains electricity. Now as you can see, everything's starting to heat up. You can go along here to the fan setting. Again, you just press into it. You've got Eco or you've got High. To be honest, it doesn't make much difference. All it is blowing the air round the van. Now, once you've spent your night and you're ready to leave the next day, you have to make sure that you switch everything off. So we just have to wake this up again. So we'll select the temperature. You click into it, put it back to 0, and then you just select again by pressing the middle button. Go on to your water, select it by pressing the button, select it to off and press it in. Now that's all off. Now because we're in EL2, you don't need to touch this one, but if you were on gas, what we would recommend is going back into it and setting it to EL2. That then switches your gas off, so when you're travelling there will be no gas coming into the vehicle. The Nuevo is a 6-speed manual box. All your wipers, indicators and everything are on the same as a standard car. Your handbrake is down here on your right hand side. So it's a good one to remember. It's got your full entertainment package. It's got sat nav, radio. You've got your USB and your 12-volt socket there. You'll see the little padlock button here. That's at night. Once you're in, you need to lock yourselves in. You just press that button and the vehicle locks up.